everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is such a special day because it marks the first video that I am making on my law of attraction type videos. How to manifest your dreams, also kind of playing into my girl boss theme. And I'm so excited to share this with you because honestly, these are some crazy stories, and the whole thing about this is whether you believe what I believe or you have a religion or faith of your own, it kind of works all the same way. So for me personally, I like to think about the law of attraction and the universe and just how it works in my life. And you can believe my stories or not. I'm speaking from my heart and my experiences. If you know me personally and you didn't know this story already, you're gonna be like, what? That's really how you got that job? Yeah, it's crazy. So let's jump right in. I basically manifested 2 dream jobs in 1 year. So the first one happened around January. I had just moved states and I was originally going to grad school and I actually dropped out, and that's actually going to be another video. I haven't mentioned this whole story yet, but I'll save that story for a different video, why I dropped out of grad school. So I had just moved, I was looking for a job, I was like frantically looking, and if you know anything about the law of attraction, things come when you're most at peace. And I was not at first. I was very panicked because I can be a proud person. I really want to provide for myself and at the time for my family, and I felt like I needed to get a job and get a job fast because I just made a really hard decision, just made a really big move. I gotta do this. So I sometimes, I guess, lose faith, or like I forget about the law of attraction, forget about the power of the universe, and something will bring me right back, whether that's a book or whatever. I think at the time I was reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a, and then there was another book, How to Be a Bad. I don't actually curse, so that's why I'm giving you faces. There's curse words in these books. But anyway, they're really powerful books, and they're all about how to manifest your dreams, basically. And then I was like, oh my gosh, let me just write down exactly what I want. And so I went to Google Docs, because that's where I put all my notes, and I start writing, and I'm like, I want a job in this city. I want it to be, you know, really bright and open and have a lot of windows. I want to be able to get there easily. I want a job where my boss works with me really well. I want a job where I'm well respected. And I literally wrote all of these things down and I put a date on it. I completely forget I did that because I can be very motivated and very like driven sometimes, and so I forget about anything else except like what I'm after. And so out of absolute, well, it wasn't absolute nowhere, I was doing a lot of networking, and I was networking with people on LinkedIn, and I was like, you know, I'm looking for a job. Well, reverse a little bit, I actually didn't approach it that way. I want to make a whole separate video on like how to like network because I'm pretty good at that, but at the time I was writing this message and sending it to all these people, but I wasn't framing it as I was looking for a job from them. I just wanted to meet people in my profession in my area. Well, in doing so, I met this really awesome person who was a big, I guess like, he was a big name in my industry. I'm a designer by day job. I'm a user experience designer. And so I like was talking to this one really big designer. He was like, hey, one of my friends just was talking to me and said he was looking for someone kind of with your skills, because I actually have a background in a different type of design and then I switched, and so that person had been looking for someone who had kind of a broad range of skills. So this guy goes onto my website, the guy looking to hire me, and he like fills out a request form, like a contact form on my page, which was like the first time that ever happened. And I like email him back right away, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to talk, yada yada. So about a week later we have this phone call, and it goes really well. And he was like, he like calls me, messages me later and was like, do you want to come in for an in-person interview? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, when? I was like, today? He was like, yeah. So I drove down to the city where the interview was, and the craziest thing about it is I was finally at a point where I gave up. I was like, all right, whatever is out there for me will find me. And I actually, I have to sneeze. I actually had just accepted a job as a waitress at a local restaurant. And if you know anything about me, that's like the last thing I would ever want to do. But I surrendered. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna get this little job for now, learn some things from these people, because every opportunity you have brings a learning opportunity, basically. So the day I was supposed to go in for training at my waitress job is when I got that interview, and I knew in my heart I was going to get that job. So I called the restaurant. I was like, hey, sorry, I actually just got a different job, yada yada yada. I felt bad, but I had to do what I had to do. So I went down for the interview and I got the job. Okay, I get the job, I start working, I completely forget that I manifested this. I go back in my notes and I read them. Everything that I truly wanted in my heart, I got. Like anything, my office was literally all windows. I had a really flexible schedule. My boss never tried to keep me in the office at all times. Like I could work from home sometimes, and it was a great situation. And I just can't, going back and reading exactly what I wrote out, I got all of the things that my heart wanted. And I say that because there's sometimes where you're not really sure about something. I was sure that I wanted windows. I was sure that I was going to have a flexible schedule. And there was these other things that I wasn't too sure on. I had wrote something like, oh, it won't be too far from where I live. Well, at the time I was commuting about an hour. So it was I don't know, at that point I didn't care about that. So it's you'll manifest whatever your heart truly wants. When you finally make that decision, put it down on paper, it'll come true. And you can't stress over it. That's the whole point of the law of attraction, is you can't carry worry in your heart. You have to carry joy. When you think about those things that you want, you carry joy in your heart. And that's when you know you truly want something. So a couple months later, I get laid off. That's a whole story in itself. But anyway, so this story is insane. I got a job in a week and a half from the time I got laid off. So the thing is, I got laid off with 1 day's notice. So I get told I'm getting laid off. The next day is my last day. Then it takes me a week and a half to get a new job. I'm so proud of myself for that, and it's so crazy. So I did some networking. I can be very bold and very take what I want type personality. So an old employer was hiring. I sent him an email where I was like, this is exactly what I want. I was like, I want to work remotely. I want this salary and this, and you have to take what you want. You have to put your desires out into the universe. And so at that point I was just like, you know what? If it works out, that's great. If not, it wasn't meant for me. So sent that email. Then I started writing in my little manifest journal, and I put the date on it. And I was like, I'm going to work at this company. I'm going to do this, and this. I'm going to get everything that I want. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. I deserve this and this and this. Well, couple days later, I get the job, and it was literally the craziest thing in the world. And I love that job. My boss and I work together so well. It's it was absolutely meant to be for this time of my life, and I'm so grateful because I work remotely. It gives me a lot of flexibility, a lot of freedom, and it's just awesome. I love the work that I do, and that was key. And I trust my boss, and that was something that was lacking in my previous job. I didn't fully trust my employer in certain ways. We didn't share the same values. This employer, we share the exact same values on a lot of things, and it's just a good situation. And I forget that I even manifested that. About a week or two later, I remembered that I wrote it down and I read it out to my mom, and she was like, because sometimes stuff like that doesn't even seem real. Like, it doesn't even seem possible that what you manifest comes to life. And y'all, it does. I've been working so hard on like so many different things. Like, I'm trying to manifest a lot of things right now. I want to manifest growth on YouTube, growth on Instagram. I'm manifesting me becoming into an influencer and becoming the best health coach I can be. And you just have to have faith. And whether it's faith in whatever you believe in your religion, or whether you believe like me in the law of attraction, having faith is the most important part, because in my opinion, this is a very interesting subject because a lot of people that watch me are from all over the world, but in the way that I think, it kind of seems like we all have faith in the same thing and we just kind of call it different things. And to me, I think that's amazing. And I have a very open, wow, that just made me emotional. I really care about stuff like this. I just wanted to tell you guys that I have a very open heart, and if you believe something different from me, like, by all means, talk about it. I mean, go in the comments, talk about what you believe. I'm not gonna judge you. Don't judge me. Like, don't judge anyone that's different from us, because, if you think about it, we're all raised in different areas of the world, and culturally we're raised to believe certain things, and there's nothing wrong with that. And do you, and I love all of you no matter what. And my Facebook page is a safe place for you to be yourself. Talking to me is a safe place. Talk to me about whatever you want, and I'm there for you. So I personally believe in the law of attraction and the power of the universe, and I'm going to start making more videos about this subject. I truly believe in this, and I really care about it, and I think my story can help other people, because it's just so magical that me specifically writing exactly what I want comes into be my reality, and it's just so cool. And thanks for listening, especially if you're not someone who believes in this, because it takes a lot to openly listen to something different from yourself. So, I know I wasn't extremely specific, it's just I don't want to give away some specific things about my job, but the main things to take away is, like, I manifested working in a very, like, breezy, airy environment with lots of windows. I manifested working remotely. I manifested my relationships with my bosses. It's just like, if you write down in as much detail as you can, you'll almost not believe how much comes to be. Try it out, see what you think. And also, the law of attraction doesn't have to battle religions. You know what I mean? It's not competitive to religions. You can still have whatever religion you have and still believe in the law of attraction. It's just, you may call it something different or you may not, and that's fine. So, rant over. Love you guys. Hope this was an interesting video for you. And let me know down below, what have you manifested? I'm curious to see. Bye guys.